YouTube. What's the big old deal, man? It's y'all favorite hood partner, Big Nina Boy. And we back at it with another one, man. So today, man, we finna dive in to a deep look of the tragedy of Nipsey Hussle. And the questions that so many people still ask to this day. Why? You know what I'm saying? We finna go down a rabbit hole, man. We finna get into this content. Y'all know how we do it over here. We don't hold hands and kick cans. So let's get into it. Let's go.
Nipsey Hussle wasn't just a rapper. He was a force. Feared by some, respected by most. And the deeper you go into his story, the more you realize he wasn't supposed to make it out of that war zone called South Central. But not only did he make it out, he came back to buy the block. This ain't just another rap come up. This is about power, politics, and a man who built a kingdom in the middle of it.
So I think that economics is the answer. Empowering people economically is how you really impact. But I don't know if it's about dropping a bag of money in the hood. I think it's about impacting culture in a way that, you know, the mentality changes. And then also, you know, the institutions that exist, it's just a prison institution, really. It's like a pipeline to jail. It ain't no constructive institutions for real that meet you ground level. It's just like, if you fuck up, we got somewhere to put you. So it's like a fear-based preventative approach than like some love. And like, we know y'all going through a struggle, and we know y'all could use an art center or you know what I mean, a studio compound or entrepreneurial space. It's like, whatever going on, if you can't figure it out, we're gonna lock you up, bro. So whatever it is, yeah, it's on y'all.
In the streets of Crenshaw, Nipsey's presence was definitely felt and different. He wasn't the loudest, he wasn't the flashiest, but when he stepped in the room, you felt the energy shift. Even the gang members from rival sets gave him a look of respect, like, yeah, this guy is different. He earned that not just because he claimed the rolling 60s, but because of how he moved. He was calm, calculated. He didn't chase clout, he chased ownership. And when you come from where he came from, that type of mindset, it scares people. While other rappers were buying chains, Nipsey bought property. While the industry played.
So do y'all see why I say this is why they wanted Nipsey Hussle gone? You see what I'm saying? He represented something that nobody over there couldn't accomplish. That's success. You see what I'm saying? You know, a lot of times y'all niggas don't realize that while you out here celebrating you celebrate your hood and your homies more than you celebrate yourself. You was born by yourself. You was gonna die by yourself. Let me tell y'all something. Once you die, they not coming to the mortuary to come sit by your plank and pour out liquor and express their feelings on how much they miss you. No, once you die, they gonna come to your funeral and they gonna throw a party for you. They gonna drink, and most of the niggas gonna be out there shooting dice, having fun, trying to crack a new broad that knew you, that they could try to put on their roster. That's the way the game go, bro. They not coming to the cemetery to come hang with you. You see what I'm saying? And after a while, your name will not be spoken of again. You gotta realize it's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of gang members who are in those cemeteries, in those mortuaries. You see what I'm saying? You don't hear them niggas holler out the nigga that was out there back in 82. Why nobody celebrating? Why is no anniversary for the people who died for this? There's no anniversary day. Everybody should be throwing parties for the ones who died and gave their life to this. No, you will be forgotten. That's why I say, man, you got to keep it real with yourself before you real with anybody else, gang. And you know, we all got the same 24 hours. Like Nip said, man, you go make the bed you lay in. You see what I'm saying? So keep playing with your life. You know, we honor our hood name more than we honor our own last name. I'm talking about that last name your daddy gave you. We don't honor our daddy name. You know what I'm saying? And the cold part about this is some of y'all YNs won't even go take out the trash for your mama. But you'll let one of them niggas on that counter tell you to pull that trigger and go shoot and knock somebody down. And you know, y'all got that switch on that thing though. You see what I'm saying? But right now, we're asking these cats, are they going to the army? Go fight for their country? Hell no, they don't want to go fight for their country. Hell no, they don't want no part of that war. They scared. You see what I'm saying? Don't live your life and with all the negativity and the thoughts of thinking you can get away with everything, just to find out that eventually you will get caught. Eventually you will be sitting behind them walls, looking at the rest of your life through a faded jail cell. You know what I'm saying? No mirror in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, this game is real, bro. Don't let it be too late. Don't you be the last one, man. These YNs is getting 15, 20 years. I was looking at some of these dudes' course dates. It said release date 2074. We on 2026. 2074. And for you be walking with your head up, like you're never gonna make it up out of there. Come on, man. That's 74. That's absurd, bro. Let's go.
Checkers, he was playing chess. He opened the Marathon clothing store on Crenshaw and Slauson, on the same block he used to hustle. Now that's power. But what made it deeper was he wasn't just doing it for himself. He was giving jobs to homies who couldn't get work. He was trying to get felons into tech. He had STEM programs set up for kids, business meetings with billionaires, and silent investors nobody knew about. He wasn't just trying to get rich. He was trying to shift the culture. But when a black man starts doing that from the streets, they don't watch. They plot.
You know, another thing real fast that just dawned on me, bro. Let me tell y'all something. Catch this game, man. Check me out. Savages is not born. They're taught. You know what I'm saying? To be a savage. Nobody is born to be a savage. Just a ruthless, violent person. You got to teach that. You didn't come about your mama womb talking about killing something. You see what I'm saying? And just the picking and choosing of, you know, it's cool for your family to live a good life and all that healthy shit and bet nothing happen to them, but you okay with taking somebody else's life. See, this is where the conflict comes because, you know, generational karma is real. You know what I'm saying? The sins of the father trickle down to the family. Catch game, though.
All the homies about to hear about this.
Don't worry about it. We just say you in a video, so we ain't gonna really like that.
Cause we love you, nigga. But we don't say that. That's what they mad at.
Y'all gotta realize Nip made more than what them dudes made in a year. You know what I'm saying? His talent took him so far that of course LAPD, when they seen him, you know, for riding in the newest Benz, you know what I'm saying? They know he smoked weed, know it smelling like the finest cannabis, you know what I'm saying? You know, mad at a young nigga out here having it his way. They couldn't stand that shit. Like, oh, you own this? Man, come on, bro. He owned all of that. They hated that shit about him, bro. This shit goes so deep, bro. Man, you gotta look at, man. Come on, bro.
That's bullshit.
Fuck them anyway, Nipsey. Keep your head up, homeboy. They just mad at you, homeboy.
Yeah,
They just mad at you.
that's okay, baby.
They just mad at you.
You'll be out in a few hours. I was just
That fear didn't come from his gang ties. That was normal in LA. It came from what he was becoming. Nipsey was starting to look like the blueprint, a real one with street stripes and a business mind that couldn't be controlled. He was reading books like Contagious and The Spook Who Sat by the Door, studying crypto, investments, real estate, and tech. He was waking up people who had been asleep, not just artists, but gang members, block captains, and corner soldiers. He had unity behind him, and that unity is dangerous in a city built on division. Behind the scenes, Nipsey had real weight. There were people you didn't see in the headlines, OGs from streets, business figures in suits who sat down with him and listened.
Yeah? No, but you'll appreciate that. You'll appreciate this. Every time somebody hit me up, I gave it to him. I owned.
He was young, but his mindset was elder level. And what's the crazy part? He was just getting started. The marathon wasn't just a brand. It was a lifestyle, a mentality, a reminder that the race was long, but his people could win it. That scared the ones who were used to controlling the finish line. March 31st, 2019, outside his own store, broad daylight, Nipsey was gunned down in the same place he gave so much life to.
Tonight on the search for a gunman who killed Grammy-nominated rapper Nipsey Hussle. This as community leaders and fans remember Hussle as a philanthropist and legend in his Los Angeles neighborhood. CBS 4's Chris Martinez has more from LA.
Killed Nipsey. Turn yourself in. Turn yourself in.
African-American leaders in Los Angeles are demanding the person who shot and killed rapper Nipsey Hussle surrender to police.
We want the community to turn Nipsey's murderer in, because to us, this ain't snitching. It's about being held accountable for your actions.
A shooter opened fire outside the rapper's South Los Angeles clothing store Sunday afternoon, killing Hussle and injuring two others before fleeing in a waiting car. Hussle's devastated fans came to the crime scene Monday to leave candles and remember the artist.
I'm heartbroken. Nipsey Hussle was a big influence in the community. He had a very positive message, and just shocked in disbelief.
Hussle's death came just a day before he was scheduled to sit down with.
Right. So, yeah. He was, I would say, assassinated before he was supposed to sit down with LAPD. See, if y'all notice, they always get rid of the leaders. You see what I'm saying? Huey P. Newton, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. You see what I'm saying? Nipsey Hussle. Like, come on, man. When you have that type of influence on people, they look at you as a threat, bro. It's fucked up, because you can't even be righteous in this type of world that we was born in, you know? We still slaves in a way. It costs too much to live a decent life. Yeah, you got babies having babies and bringing them into this fucked up ass world. Half of them don't even own a home. You know, some of them is living with their mama or they auntie somewhere on the couch, but having a baby. Not to say it's nothing wrong with reproducing that, but you know, these kids didn't ask to be here. You know, when we sit back, you know, we grew up having to go get lunch tickets. You know, them yellow and blue tickets and shit, because we couldn't afford to have, you know, our meals prepped for us and sent to school, or, you know, had money to pay for a decent meal at school. It make you think, man, the price of life is so precious. Why would we sit back and just waste our time just killing each other, when the goal is to make sure that these kids got, you know, they don't have to live how we used to live. We still out here playing the, you know, the red light, green light game. You know what I'm saying? And all these youngsters out here, all these YNs, man, they picking up where we left off. You know what I'm saying? We got young niggas out here dying every day behind some shit they don't even know what they killing for. Throwing their life to the system. See what I'm saying? Their mamas grew up on government assistance. Yeah, they fed that baby to his 18 now. He got to come outside and start joining these gangs. You see what I'm saying? Because we go come get you and we go get our money back. We go get 19, 15, 30 years about your son. Yeah, that's how we do it. This shit is messed up, bro. Let's go.
LA's police chief to talk about ways to stop gang violence. Raised by his mother and grandmother, the rapper admitted in interviews that as a teenager, he was involved in a gang.
But here's the thing. People that feared him thought that killed the movement. They didn't. What Nipsey left behind was a code, a map, a mindset that can't be erased. His death hit the streets like a blackout. But when the lights came back on, a whole generation had woken up. Nipsey wasn't just respected, he was feared. Because he couldn't be bought, he couldn't be broken, and he never folded. They say you die twice. Once when you stop breathing, and again when your name stops being mentioned. But for Nipsey, he built something that's still running because legends never die. The marathon continues.
I grew up in LA in the 90s. Gang culture was what was going on, you know, outside of my family structure.
But music turned his life around. His debut album was nominated for Best Rap Album at this year's Grammy Awards. Hussle eventually started investing in his troubled neighborhood. He owned the strip mall where he was killed.
We lost a legend and a pillar of this community who loved us, who cared for us.
Yeah, man, we're going to leave it right there, man. Y'all know how we do it over here, man. Y'all like, hype, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'll see you on the next video. Let's go.